Hi, I'm Charles Krusekopf. I'm the founder of the ACMS, and we are about to celebrate in 2019 the 15th anniversary of the ACMS. So this is just a short video clip telling a little bit about the history of the ACMS and some of the programs and connections we've had over the years. So in 2001, I came on an IREX fellowship to Mongolia and was working on a project, and I was meeting with Professor Bira at the International Association of Mongol Studies. And he mentioned a conversation he had with Professor John Woods, who is a very famous Middle East scholar of the Mongol period, who was visiting from University of Chicago, who had worked together in the Middle East with a number of these organizations called American Overseas Research Centers. And we were talking and decided that this is the type of organization that Mongolia needed. And American Overseas Research Center is really a meeting place. So it's supported by the US government through the Department of Education and the Department of State to provide sort of a point of service for visiting scholars from the United States and also from other countries. And so we can provide fellowships, we provide support to meet and make contact with Mongolian academics. We have our library, which we've developed with more than 5,000 books so that people have access in English language materials that they can use in their research together. And so these American Overseas Research Centers are located in 23, I think, countries around the world. And the one in Mongolia we established, so in 2001 we started planning for it, and we established in 2002. And chose the name the American Center for Mongolian Studies. And so then we had to find funding in order to open an office in Ulaanbaatar, because our primary location is in Ulaanbaatar to provide services to visiting scholars and to Mongolian scholars, and to be, some people say we're like an academic embassy. We're a meeting place, a place where Mongolian scholars and students can meet together with international scholars in order to further research, to do training and other activities. So therefore I came in 2004 and was a Fulbright scholar teaching at the National University of Mongolia School of Foreign Service. And we looked around Ulaanbaatar to try to find a suitable location, and found also our first resident director, who's named Peter Marsh, who was an ethnomusicologist, had just graduated from Indiana University in their PhD program in Mongol Studies, and Ink Bader, who is just finishing a program at University of Pittsburgh at that time. And those were our two first staff members, and together we found our office, and that's at the National University in Building Number 1. We were sponsored by the president of the National University to open there, and had a grand opening, I believe in late May, early June of 2004 was the official opening of our office here in Mongolia. So since then, we've been located at several locations in the National University and together with other universities in Mongolia. And then for the past 5 years, we've been located here at the Ulaanbaatar Central Library, where we can use the facilities such as the conference room, together with the American Corner and other activities that we can co-sponsor here. So it's been quite an interesting time. We've supported, I think, more than 150 speaker series events, dozens of conferences. We've helped people publish quite a number of different research topics. They've done their dissertations and thesis work in other field studies. And so over the years had quite a number of programs. And this year we're launching a new program, which is called the ACMS Mongolia Field School. And it's going to be a program that's going to be running every summer. And this summer we have 3 field school programs where we have students. We're going to have about 50 students coming from North America to participate and meeting together with another 20 students from Mongolia. And they'll be looking at renewable energy, migration, and doing a field archaeology project. So the students will participate in one of those. So this is a new type of program. We're always evolving our programs forward and thinking of new ways to serve the community. and really try to broaden out the number of people interested in Mongolia. So I came to Mongolia the first time in 1992 and worked at the US Embassy as an intern, and just have loved Mongolia and tried to visit and get more people to come to Mongolia. So I've brought a number of student groups to Mongolia, and I just want to find a way, because I find that if you can get people on the ground, making contacts, meeting their Mongolian counterparts, finding out about what resources, what research is available to do here, a lot of people find that they build a lifelong affinity and connection together with Mongolia. So this field school is a way that we can introduce a fairly large audience, 50 students and faculty coming from North American institutions, and that will yield a much bigger group of people interested in Mongolian studies. We hear sometimes that Mongolian studies, is not that important a field, or it's a field that's not growing, but I've always found that to be not at all true. In the traditional sense of traditional Mongolian studies, looking at history or linguistics, which were the fields before 1990, before Mongolia opened up, these were the fields that most scholars worked in. But in many people's mind, Mongolian studies is still associated with those fields, but in fact, Mongolian studies to me is any field of study that links back to Mongolia. So there's science. We work a lot with grasslands researchers, people doing wildlife conservation projects, people working on political science, people doing urban planning, working on economics, business development, history, archaeology, anthropology, across a full range. And to me, Mongolian studies is the richness of all of these different fields and people coming together. And again, we want to be a center where people meet, and where the anthropologists can meet with the historians and the science people, and get a much broader interdisciplinary understanding of the country, of the issues it faces, of its history, and how we all can share and work together and build a stronger country and world. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you at the ACMS, either in the United States or here in Mongolia at our office. Thanks.